Hey, Glenn.
What's
Chris
up, brother?
Carbon, Son of a Source. Yeah, we saw Emery really look good in the 2 minute before media had to leave. What do you sense about just kind of the trajectory that you've seen from him and kind of the passing component over the last week or so?
I was super excited about what he did today. I think, as we talked about last week, as particularly from a game planning standpoint, as you really start honing in on particular plays, particular scheme, what are we trying to get versus this look? I think he's really taken a step in the right direction in the last couple of weeks. And we saw that today, whether it be progressions, timing, how he got through it, the precept recognition. I think, that streamlining and that confidence and conviction in the decisions that he's making, I think we're heading in the right direction.
How much alert stuff do you think that you'll have kind of baked into what you guys are going to be doing at the outset of the season?
I think alert meaning
Like just the ability to identify on the field and call something from Emery directly to a receiver.
I think you have to have all those tools in place, whether the quarterback calls it, whether we call it, whether it's a check. I think you have to have all those tools at your fingertips because those guys, obviously, they're coached well too. So, we want to have the availability to get in the best play possible when possible.
And what about him specifically? How much freedom does he have to be able to make those kind of decisions?
In context, right? I mean, it's not open for him. He's not going to call the game, but there's obviously situations where we give him some flexibility to get us in the right play.
Cole Topham, Devil's Digest. Coach, it seems like you guys have been having a lot of success in the 2-minute drill lately, just in the periods that we're able to observe. Is it difficult when you're huddling, every play on some of those normal drives to snap out of that sort of patient approach and transform the players into that mindset of we need to go fast and get down the field?
Well, I think that's probably what's unique about what we're doing offensively. We can get big, put a big personnel grouping in there, and then we can get into a no-huddle, 11 personnel spread set. So I think the capability of being able to do that both and a comfort level to be able to do both, I think, breeds a lot of defense, a lot that the defense has to look or defend, and I think our guys have confidence in both. Whether it be a 2-minute situation, they love shoot those guys athletes. They love spreading it out and throwing it and going fast. But also those linemen, when you start getting down in there and running the ball, they like to move people off the ball. So there's the piques interest of different position groups, obviously, but we have the availability to do both, and I think we can be successful doing both.
Coach Michael Caratanero, Sideline Sports. When you look at talking about obviously the offensive line and getting that rhythm, and I know Coach Edwards said the other day there's 7 guys that can just come in and plug and play. How comfortable are you with where the offensive line is at and how Emery has adjusted to them?
I'm really pleased. We've asked a lot of the line. You talk about the flexibility of the line, but also too, sometimes even as coaches, you take for granted. Well, all of a sudden this guy's playing right guard, and the next play is left tackle. I mean, just mentally to have to turn that switch in your head. That's tough, right? And to their credit, they've done a good job of that. You don't want to make your living doing that. You want to at some point get a certain comfort level where you're at. But I think there definitely is some flexibility. They've gotten a lot of reps in different situations. So I think we're in a good place. I think Emery really excited about what they're doing. He speaks very highly of them. You can tell even back there's some poise and confidence that they're doing their job as well.
And I know I asked you last week too, but about obviously the running back. Saw Daniel split out today. How do you feel that just in the passing game that both him and X have grown?
I think they've grown, and as importantly as that, I think Emery has the confidence in those guys as well. So I think he is definitely ready to utilize them if needed, whether it be a designed route like we talked about or a check down type mentality. I'm excited to see those guys in space. We're going to get a variety of looks this week, so there's a variety of ways that they could get the ball. So, we're going to try to take advantage of that if we can.
Yeah, Coach, now that you've had a chance to work with Emery for a month or two, has anything surprised you about him?
No, I mean, obviously you coming in, you have the expectations, right? You have high expectations. He has higher expectations than anybody in this building. So it's my job to try to get the best out of him. And he's continuing to be critical of himself. He wants to improve. He's continues to ask questions, give me feedback. And vice versa. I'm staying on him. Even if we have a big play, there's stuff that I can give him feedback to try to help improve, whether it be timing, ball placement, etc. So I think we have a great dynamic right now. It's a two-way street. I'm trying to get as much information as I can from him. How does he feel comfortable? Why does he feel comfortable? What does he like? So I think that dynamic has been positive. and we're continuing to push each other to be better.
Hey, Coach, Jack Loader, Devil's Digest. A couple procedural things ahead of Thursday. No Des Holmes the last couple of days. Are you anticipating he's going to be out?
I think he'll be out. Yeah, I think he'll be out.
And what's he dealing with?
I don't know if we can speak to that, no.
Okay, cool. And in-game, are you going to be in the booth or down on the field?
I'll be upstairs. Yeah, I'll be upstairs. See it a little bit better, you know. Yeah.
Coach, when you look at game planning for this, we know Herm loves to run the football, he wants to have that dominance there. What are you looking at coming into this first game? What do you want to accomplish?
I think this sounds cliche, but just control what we can control in the execution. I think those are the two things, if particularly early in the season, as you're trying to create a rhythm, you're trying to create some balance in what in your identity of what you got going. I think you have to. I'm a firm believer as well. I mean, you have to run the ball. They play a lot of 8-man spacing. They're going to get a lot of guys in the box, but at the end of the day, we still have to run the ball. And as you talk with the procedural things and the pre-snap issues, just be crisp. Be clean, control what we can control, be consistent, and given an opportunity to convert, whether it be third down or red zone, let's make that happen.
You mentioned NAU with 8 guys in the box. Did they throw anything else at you that might complicate things?
Well, we're anticipating that. Obviously, it's a fine line from a coach's perspective. You have a ton of games to look at, and you start breaking down every game from last year. There's just so much volume that obviously you can't present all that to the kids. So there is, we do have. Kind of a plan or what to expect, but I'm sure there'll be something new, and we have to communicate that through the game and get that relayed to the guys and adjust as needed.
How anxious are you to see Emory under the weights?
I think it'll be fun. Yeah, I think it'll be fun. He's starting to, you can tell he's kind of starting to get ready. He's got a little bounce in his step. He's got some excitement. I think he's ready. I think he's going to do some good things. I'm sorry, I'll be in the box. Yeah, I'll be in the box. Yeah. Good. Thanks, guys.
Are you signaling plays in from the sideline? You're running guys in? How's that going to work out?
We're going to huddle, so we'll do both. We'll do some signal stuff. We'll have some wristbands. We'll have some different ways, to do that. So hopefully a little bit of everything.
Up in the box versus being on the field and talking to guys?
Yeah, definitely up in the box. You definitely can see it from a different perspective. We got some great guys down there that can communicate and get information relayed. So awesome. Thanks, guys. You have a good one.